Out of high school, Andrew Wiggins was garnering comparisons to LeBron James, got drafted first overall in the 2014 NBA draft, and lived up to the immense hype through his first few seasons in the NBA, so much so that Kobe Bryant claimed that going up against a rookie Andrew Wiggins was like looking in a mirror. Just a few seasons later, he was seen as one of the worst contracts in basketball. People labeled him as a bust and an empty stats player, and many felt the Warriors destroyed any chance of Stephen Curry ever winning another title by acquiring him. Yeah, you know how the story ends, and with Wiggins' Bay Area chapter coming to an end in 2025, let's trek down memory lane to discuss how a player seen so negatively by NBA fans and media alike became a Warriors legend. But in order to better understand his story, we have to go way back. Andrew Christian Wiggins was born on February 23rd, 1995 in Thornhill, Canada, to Mitchell Wiggins and Marita Payne. And the important thing to note here is that Andrew Wiggins was essentially destined to be a generational athlete. His father Mitchell was a 6'4" shooting guard who played in the NBA for 6 seasons for the Bulls, Rockets, and 76ers. A fun fact here is that in his second season, Mitchell contributed to the Rockets making the NBA Finals in 1986 when both Hakeem Olajuwon and Rolf Sampson were the star duo in Clutch City. As for Wiggins' mother, well, she won multiple national titles in track and field at the collegiate level, won 2 silver medals in the 1984 Olympics in the 4x100 and 4x400 relays, and was inducted in the Athletics Ontario Hall of Fame in 2014. Given that he hit the genetic lottery and that his parents instilled in him a strong work ethic, it's not surprising that his tools and out-of-this-world athleticism led him to become a YouTube sensation. At age 13, a viral video of a 6'3" Andrew Wiggins detonating at the rim spread like wildfire. And as a now dominant senior at Huntington Prep, a 6'8" Wiggins displayed jaw-dropping athleticism that was included in one of the most viral hoop mixes of all time. In 2010, we even had an article questioning whether a high school Andrew Wiggins was the Canadian LeBron James. And at the actual LeBron James Skills Academy in 2012, a young Andrew Wiggins caused James to rise up to his feet in awe. In his senior season, Wiggins averaged 23 points, 11 rebounds, 2.6 blocks, and 2.5 assists, winning Gatorade Player of the Year and winning the Naismith Boys High School Player of the Year, causing the Prime Minister of Canada to congratulate Wiggins on social media. Wiggins was so good in high school that he got the Maple Jordan nickname and consequently was the #1 rated player on ESPN's Top 100 for the 2013 class, which included guys like Jabari Parker, Julius Randle, Aaron Gordon, and this guy called Joel Embiid. He would commit to Kansas, where he actually played beside Joel Embiid, Frank Mason III, Wayne Selden Jr., and Tarek Black, and was named Big 12 Freshman of the Year and was a consensus first-team All-American in his lone one-and-done season for the Jayhawks. He set the then single-season record for most freshman points and points per game, and pretty much had everything you'd want from a wing in the NBA. Unparalleled athleticism, a 7-foot wingspan, a quick first step, a 44-inch vertical, yes, that is correct, great transition play, a solid handle and jumper, spin moves, good touch, and a step back jumper. This doesn't even include the projection he had to not only fill out his frame at the professional level, but fledge out his complete offensive game as well, which made him to be the highly coveted prospect at the next level. Additionally, great things were happening for the city of Cleveland at this time, with a young Kyrie Irving developing into an all-star point guard, with there being rumors of a LeBron reunion, and with the Cavs getting the #1 overall pick in 2014, despite having just a 1.7% chance of getting that pick. LeBron eventually did come home in 2014, the Cavs did draft Wiggins with the #1 overall pick, and the Cavs pairing them together would be surreal. About that. With Kevin Love winning out of Minnesota and the Cavs being in win-now mode, it made sense to deal the rookie for the 26-12 All-Star power forward. Now, Wiggins was a Minnesota Timberwolves and had massive expectations for a player who was labeled as the next LeBron James and probably wanted to shake off the narrative that he was a low motor individual that didn't use all of his athletic gifts to his advantage. As a rookie, he played the 4th most minutes per game out of any player in the league, played and started in all 82 games, and averaged 17 points per game and 5 rebounds on the league worst Timberwolves. In that, he won Rising Stars MVP and Rookie of the Year, finished his rookie season strong on 23 points per game in the month of April, showed that he could be a factor offensively when he puts the ball on the floor and attacks the rim, operated quickly off the catch and could be a vertical floor spacer, showed value as a help defender, and was competing on both ends of the floor. There was a semblance of a face-up game, operating well with his back to the basket, and even step-back jumpers, which caused Kobe Bryant to say that facing up against a rookie Andrew Wiggins was like looking at a reflection of himself at that age. In that 2015 season, the Cavs were finals bound and the Timberwolves were lottery bound. But Wiggins was quoted on saying that the Cavs trading him was the best move for him, as it would allow him to grow faster and provided him with more time to shine. And because of the record, the Timberwolves would land the #1 overall pick to get big man Karl Anthony Towns out of Kentucky, a skilled 5 who could stretch the floor, operate in the post, could handle the ball, and had an underrated creation ability and athleticism. The next 2 seasons for the Timberwolves would be uneventful as a team, but Cat and Wiggins showed tremendous growth. In 2016, Cat won Rookie of the Year after a stellar campaign, and Wiggins was once again drawing praise from no other than Kobe Bryant. In a deal in Los Angeles, Kobe dropped 38 points to Wiggins' 30, and Kobe got hit with a signature move that looked awfully familiar and was impressed by it. Fast forward to 2017, and Wiggins is putting everything together, averaging career best 24 points per game on 45% from the field, and a then career high 36% from 3, alongside Karl Anthony Towns, who averaged 26 and 12. Wiggins dropped a then career high 47 points against the LA Lakers, broke the T-Wolves record for most consecutive games dropping at least 20 or more points, and was baptizing people left and right. With a polished offensive game, the sky should have been the limit for him, but many people weren't sold on him despite him already earning an insane contract extension. For one, the analytics weren't that favorable for him, especially defensively due to a lack of effort, not getting it back on defense, not even contesting shots at times, and playing nowhere near where he should be on that end given his physical profile. Not only that, he didn't really show much growth as a playmaker, adding to what made many people skeptical about him in the first place. If he's not dropping 20 points per game on any given night and isn't the greatest 3-point shooter on high volume, then what value does he really have on the floor? Well, let's put it to the test. With the Timberwolves now knowing that they had a great young duo of Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins, and with them desperate to end their playoff drought, they traded Zach LaVine, Lauri Markkanen, and picks in order to land a game changer in Jimmy Butler. And while this would end up being great for the franchise as they end their playoff drought in 2018, this would be problematic for Andrew Wiggins. He was now the 3rd option for a team featuring both Cat and Butler, and his play was something. He did improve defensively from previous seasons, but he saw his efficiency dip, was getting to the rim less, and struggled in the T-Wolves' lone playoff appearance in ages. Unfortunately, this would be the start of what was the end of his Minnesota tenure. With the Jimmy Butler drama going on, and him famously beating Cat, Wiggins, and the starters with the Timberwolves' 3rd unit and calling into question the drive of both of the T-Wolves stars, Wiggins continued to show off what made people jump off the hype train to begin with. He was becoming an inefficient volume scorer who had the physical tools to be successful, but wasn't trying his hardest on the defensive end, was settling for way too many inefficient shots, shooting 320 mid-range jumpers that season in 2019 and only netting 35% of them, and wasn't improving as a playmaker. The Timberwolves had to get off his contract, and Wiggins desperately needed a change of scenery, which would happen in February of 2020. The Warriors, who were in a transition year due to KD leaving and the Splash Bros being injured, got an odd fit in D'Angelo Russell in that Kevin Durant signed trade with Brooklyn, and it was best for them to get a piece that fit the Splash Brothers better. So the Dubs pulled the trigger by getting a future first round pick that became Jonathan Kuminga, and a wing in Andrew Wiggins who fit the team better. However, not everyone was fond of this move. Actually, many people felt Minnesota fleeced the Warriors, given that D'Lo would make the Minnesota Timberwolves competitive, and Andrew Wiggins was, well, Wiggins.
Is there another Andrew Wiggins in the league? There are two guys. Is it guys like with the same names, or is this the guy that was the #1 pick for the Cavs, traded for Kevin Love, and has arguably the worst contract in the sport?
Same guy.
That's the guy? Man, we are light years away from the Warriors being light years ahead of the whole rest of the league. The hell you doing, Bob Myers? It's over for them now. We will never see Steph in another NBA Finals, ever. They have no path forward.
In order for Wiggins to be successful in Golden State, the organization had to be realistic in their approach to bettering his game. The Warriors can't expect him to be the next LeBron or Kobe Bryant, because that's not the player he's developing into, and that's not what this team needs. They can't expect him to be what he's not, but they can maximize the utility that he can bring for them. With a great developmental staff and a core of unselfish veterans that can make life easier for him, Wiggins would not only be motivated, but would also cut out the inefficient shots that would plague his career up to that point. Rather than trying to be at the forefront of the offense, Wiggins could spend much of his energy using his physical tools to be a demon defensively and play within a structured offense that he never had in Minnesota. And with better spacing that he didn't have previously in 2022, Wiggins could fully turn the page on his NBA career. No one in the universe could have saw this coming, but Wiggins became an all-star starter that season on an efficient 17 points per game on a top 3 seeded Golden State Warriors team. He continued to improve his outside shooting from that awkward 2021 gap season, shooting 39% from 3 on nearly 6 attempts a game, was attacking closeouts, used that signature spin move to score over defenders in the paint, dropped highlight-worthy plays, was fighting for offensive rebounds, and most importantly could lock down everyone and was a good help defender. He played a massive role as to why the Warriors had a top 2 defense in 2022, and he was invaluable defensively in the playoffs, taking on perimeter assignments from Luka Doncic to Jason Tatum. In the 2022 NBA Finals, he shouldn't get all the credit for shutting down Jason Tatum to under 40% shooting, but he did make one of the best scorers and players in our game look substandard, making it very difficult for him on the biggest stage. With the brilliance of Stephen Curry, the Warriors were NBA champions in a season where the Dubs truly were the underdogs, were coming back some of the lowest lows of Kai Bowman basketball. Wiggins' Warriors chapter didn't end on the greatest of notes, with him looking like a complete ghost of himself in 2023 due to personal issues, which we later found out to be the deteriorating health of his follower Mitchell, who he unfortunately lost to illness in 2024. However, he'll forever be a Bay Area legend. In a world where people declared the Wiggins trade to be the worst move the Warriors could ever make, he exceeded everyone's expectations with the team, and the Dubs don't win that 2022 title without him. And a crazy fact about his Golden State tenure is that he passed Chris Mullin on the Warriors' all-time three-pointers made list and joins Aaron Gordon from that 2014 draft class as a player that people gave up on, got traded from a lottery team to a contender to maximize their strengths on said teams, and became a difference maker for a title team. The Warriors now start a new chapter with Jimmy Butler, but Wiggins' contributions in the Bay will never be forgotten. Let me know your favorite Andrew Wiggins moment in a Warriors jersey, and what are your expectations for him in Miami in his career moving forward? Let me know in the comments section down below. Also, with March coming up, be sure to turn on notifications because we're going to see some college basketball content on this channel. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. Check out other great videos on the channel. See you in the next one. Stay tuned.